What's happening in the banking sector that's causing a stir? Well, it appears the sector is in a state of flux, with waves of layoffs and rising severance costs sweeping across the landscape. One bank at the center of this storm is Wells Fargo. They're expecting a hefty severance bill in the fourth quarter, all due to a low staff turnover. Quite a pickle, wouldn't you say? But why is this happening, you might wonder? Charlie Scharf, the CEO of Wells Fargo, has shed some light on the matter. He points to the need for the bank to be more aggressive in managing its headcount. It's a tough call, but it seems to be the order of the day. As Wells Fargo braces for these changes, it's only fitting to compare their situation with other banks. Wells Fargo isn't alone in this predicament. Other banks are also feeling the heat. The banking sector has been witnessing a stir, with layoffs becoming a common theme. Let's take Credit Suisse, for instance. This Swiss-based investment bank, embroiled in turmoil, has received an offer from its rival Union Bank of Switzerland, or UBS, to purchase it for around $1 billion. If this acquisition goes through, significant layoffs are expected. This is a reflection of the challenges the global banking industry is currently facing, including the sudden closures of several US-based banks and concerns over the financial strength of smaller banks. Now let's look at Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. These major banks have already announced layoffs, mirroring the situation at Wells Fargo. This seems to be a trend not just limited to the banking sector, but one that's spreading across various industries. Take the tech sector, for example. In 2022 alone, waves of hiring and firing led to nearly 92,000 employees being laid off between January and October. In November, over 51,000 employees were fired from a whopping 196 firms. This massive reduction in workforce was attributed to a host of factors, including broader economic challenges, declining ad spend, inflation, energy shocks, higher interest rates, reduced investment budgets, and sparse startup funding. Elon Musk's strategy of trimming the workforce at Twitter after its acquisition could well be the bellwether for other tech companies. This herd mentality among corporate leaders, the idea that if one bellwether company conducts layoffs, others will likely follow suit, is driven by concerns from boards of directors and major shareholders about not making tough decisions and saving money for an upcoming recession. It seems that layoffs and severance costs are becoming a common theme in the banking sector. So, what does this mean for Wells Fargo? Well, the impending layoffs signify a major pivot for the company. With an estimated severance expense ranging from $750 million to nearly $1 billion in the fourth quarter alone, the financial impact is substantial. However, it's more than just a numbers game. The decision to lay off staff is part of a broader strategic plan to streamline the company and enhance its efficiency. CEO Charlie Scharf has made it clear that the bank needs to be more aggressive in managing its headcount. This is not just about cost-cutting, but rather a calculated move to reorient the company towards more revenue-generating areas. It's about reshaping the workforce and the company's direction, to better position Wells Fargo for the future. However, layoffs are never easy. They can impact morale and productivity, and can also create a ripple effect throughout the industry. On a positive note, Scharf has expressed confidence in a soft landing for the US economy next year, suggesting that both consumers and businesses are holding up well. The upcoming layoffs will undoubtedly be a significant shift for Wells Fargo. It will be interesting to see how the bank navigates this challenging period and what strategies it employs to maintain its competitive edge while managing these substantial changes. Let's wrap up what we've discussed so far. The banking sector is in a state of stir, with Wells Fargo, among other banks, facing tough financial decisions. The CEO of Wells Fargo, Charlie Scharf, recently announced an expected severance expense of nearly $1 billion in the fourth quarter due to impending layoffs. This comes as the bank aims to manage headcount more aggressively amid a slowdown in employee attrition. The situation isn't unique to Wells Fargo. The tech sector has seen waves of layoffs throughout the year, with a significant increase in November. Companies like Lyft, Stripe, Salesforce, and Twitter have all faced similar decisions, with various factors contributing to the layoffs, such as broader economic challenges and higher interest rates. Moreover, the trend of layoffs isn't confined to the tech sector. The financial industry is also feeling the heat, with Credit Suisse potentially facing significant layoffs if an acquisition by UBS goes through. These layoffs are part of a larger trend, where companies are trimming their workforce in response to economic uncertainty and potential recessions. As we keep our eyes on the banking sector, it's clear that the industry is experiencing significant changes. It remains to be seen how Wells Fargo and other banks will navigate these turbulent waters.